Welcome to part 4 of the series where we are developing an auto message plugin for Bukkit servers. In this episode, this is not an episode, this is a part. Anyways, in this part, we are going to be loading the values from the config when the server starts and setting it to into the API. So first off, we're going to go ahead and make the plugin variable because we're going to be using that variable so often. So we'll go ahead and make it auto just like that, and because we are going to be using this in static methods, we will make it a static variable. And that's the point of the get plugin method in the message API, so we don't have to keep on making constructors in all the classes. That just makes it easier. So now we're going to make a static method to load all the settings, and just as a reminder, what the settings are these three values in the settings path in the YML or the config. So we'll go ahead and load those into the RAM. Move that out of the way. So we're gonna get plugin dot get. Actually, no. We're gonna message API dot set enabled to plugin dot get config dot get boolean, and then the path is settings dot enabled message API. Now we're gonna work on the minimum players. Dot set min players to plugin dot get config dot get int, and this path is settings dot min slash players. It's hyphen actually, not slash. And then the last one, set log to console to plugin dot get config dot get boolean settings dot log slash 2 slash console. I'm still calling it slash, but it's a hyphen. So there we go. Now we have set up all of the settings. Okay, so now we're going to be making a method to load a single list. The way we're going to do this is we're going to make another public static void method called load list, and we're going to give it a single parameter called name. And in this, we are going to create a message list from this using our API. And now we're going to make that into a variable just because we're going to be using it a lot. And there we go. And now we can go ahead and set up all the settings. And if you remember, all the settings are like enabled, random, interval, expiry, prefix. So we'll be doing that now. So list dot set enabled to plugin dot get config dot get boolean, and the path for that is message if there's a hyphen, list dot plus the name value dot enabled, and we'll just go ahead and copy that because we'll be using that quite a few times. And then we're going to set the random to plugin dot get config dot get boolean plus random, and my finger hit another key. And now we're going to set the interval, and now the expiry. And by the way, that the expiry is a variable long because that number is well, very long. And an integer, I can't remember what it is. It ends in some weird, it's like 200 something. It maxes out. An integer won't cover the milliseconds, the large number that the milliseconds is. It's massive, but it won't handle that. So it has to be a long. And now we are going to set the prefix, and as you can see, this is a really nice way of doing it. It allows for a lot of expansion in the future. Alright, and now we're going to be adding the messages. So the way we would do that is actually config stores it in a list string, and if you remember right, in the message list class, that's what we set its parameter to. So this is going to be very easy due to the way we set it up originally. And now we're going to create a method to load all of the lists, and it's going to be another static and a void method load all lists, and it doesn't take any parameters because it's just going to call the load list method. And we're going to loop through a configuration selection. What that basically is we put in a path into this parameter, and it will create a list out of all of the keys that are in it. And that's a little bit of terminology there. This would be a key, this would be a key, so default and VIP will be in the list, and that's how we're gonna know which lists are we're gonna need to be created. So for string s in plugin dot get config dot get configuration selection, and we're gonna get the path message slash it's a hyphen message hyphen list with an S. And you know what I just noticed is all of these do not have S's. So there's a little bug that could cause you some issues later. So make sure you are spelling your paths right. And then down here we have to get keys, and we're gonna set this to false. If we set it to true, then it would get everything in there. We only want it to get the name. And so we'll go ahead and create the body of this loop. And in this body, we're going to call the load list method and pass the parameter s. Just like that, all of the lists should now be loaded. Now, in order to actually do this, when the plugin starts up, we are going to switch back to our main class, auto message example, and we are going to SLAPI.load all lists. Simple as that. And that will end the video for today. You can check back tomorrow for the final video in this series. And if you like this series, you can go ahead and hit the subscribe button. It really takes a lot of time to make these series, and I would really appreciate some subscriptions or some likes. Just give me some love. Anyways, I think that's about it. I'm Kenny, and I'll see you guys next time.